Live from the VCU Siegel Center, Chesterfield County Public Schools is proud to present the Midlothian High School commencement exercise for the class of 2019. This program is made possible through the cooperative efforts of Chesterfield County Public Schools, Comcast of Metro Richmond, and Virginia Commonwealth University.
The Midlothian High School 2019 commencement will begin shortly. As we wish to provide our graduates with a dignified ceremony, please take a moment to silence your cell phones. And out of respect for each graduate and their family, please limit your applause during the commencement. Thank you for being a part of this joyous occasion, and as always, go Midlo!
Good afternoon. At this time, I ask you that you remain standing for the presentation of the colors from Monacan High School's JROTC, and then remain standing for the reciting of the Pledge of Allegiance and our country's national anthem. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars You may be seated. Good afternoon, family, friends, faculty, distinguished guests, and of course, the class of 2019. In addition to our Midlothian administrators and counselors joining me on stage today are a few special guests. To my right are Dr. Merv Doherty, our school's division superintendent, the Honorable Dr. Javed Siddiqui, Vice Chair of the School Board and Midlothian District Representative, the Honorable Leslie Haley, Chair of the Chesterfield County Board of Supervisors for the Midlothian District, the Honorable Delegate Lee Ware, 65th District House of Delegates, Dr. Thomas Taylor, Chief of Staff, Dr. John B. Gordon III, Chief of Schools, Dr. Sharon Pope, Chief Academic Officer, and Dr. Belinda Merriman, Director of High School Leadership. Everyone in this room, give yourselves all a round of applause. This would have not happened without the effort of everyone in here. We did it. This is the big day we all have been waiting for. We survived through the nap times in kindergarten, the recess periods in elementary school, the locker situation in middle school, the sweaty gym classes in freshman and sophomore year, and let's not forget the dreaded senioritis that has plagued us all this year. To kick off this event, I would like to say something to the class of 2019. After our graduation and you go to your family dinners and such, I know McLean is going to P.F. Chang's. I know he will hear a lot of advice to help you prevent what life may hurl at you. For example, throughout the year, I have been receiving a lot of advice from my dad on how to survive in the big world. You all will also receive a lot of advice too, and what we all have to do is to take it. All advice is intended to be for your benefit, but it is how you choose to use that advice to best benefit yourself and the others around you. My psychology teacher, Mr. Kirkbride, told the seniors before we left his class for the year that we have the rest of our lives to shape our destiny and to make our future what we want it to be. With that being said, we should take the advice we get along in our lives and use it to shape our destiny, whether it is to make more money, serve our country, start a family, serve the community. It's our choice on how we want our destiny to be. We will have our downfalls when reaching our destiny, like it should be, but we have to get up, learn from our mistakes, and use it as advice for the future. As Merida from the Disney movie Brave said, "If you had the chance to change your fate, would ya?" Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2019. It is now my privilege to introduce our superintendent, Dr. Merv Doherty.
Good afternoon. Let's try that again. Good afternoon. Good job. Now, I realize there are 7 speeches, then there's diplomas, and then you want to get out of here. I understand. It's an honor and privilege today to have the opportunity to speak to the class of 2019 at Midlothian High School. First of all, parents, grandparents, additional family members, friends, thank you for being here, but thank you for supporting these young men and women through the last 13 years of their education. Graduates, today is an exciting time in your life. Opportunity to look at new chapters of life opportunities. I'm impressed by this senior class and the school's accomplishments this year, with 425 graduates, over $2 million in scholarships, a National Blue Ribbon School finalist, a Blue Ribbon School of Excellence for Music, over 1,000 AP courses taken, over 300 IB courses taken, over 275 dual enrollment courses taken, and over 1,100 industrial certificates received. So my remarks today are for your future, and two important points that I think are needed for success: your attitude and your integrity. The key to success will focus on you looking at your goals and not the obstacles. Life has a lot of challenges. I will guarantee you there will be mountains and valleys you will come across over your lifetime. But you know, the problem usually isn't the problem, it's how you address the problem and your attitude looking at it. Is it a positive attitude or a negative attitude? Zig Ziglar states, your attitude, not your aptitude, will determine your altitude. The second point I'd like to discuss is your integrity, which I think is the most important characteristic of any human being on earth. The definition of integrity is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. This is the most important thing because the most important thing you will ever own, that you will ever own, is your name. You must guard your name with all cost. You must develop high character and standards for it. You must create an opportunity that people see honesty and respect for others. Life is too short. We have 2 dates guaranteed, life and death. In between that time, what will you accomplish? Will you be more concerned about the riches you gain, or, which I think is most important, will you treat people with respect and dignity? Will you be known as that person who others can count on? Will you be that person that others can trust? Will you be that other person that friendship calls a person I can lean on? You know, growing up a long, long time ago, my mother thought it was a good idea for me to become a Boy Scout. Now, let me just tell you a little bit about myself. I don't like camping, I don't like hiking, and I don't like sleeping on the ground. So my Boy Scout experience was 1 year. My escape was I had a chance to go play football instead while I was in middle school, and I took the opportunity. But you know, I learned something very valuable that I've used decades after my Scout experience. And they were the 12 characteristics of trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. Characteristics that people can have a hard time faulting you when you live up to high standards. You can have a cheerful attitude and a quality of integrity, and it will take you far in life. But you choose to have integrity. You choose what people talk about you and what they say. You develop the characteristics of what people want to be around. You will be a leader of great success with high standards and integrity. Take advantage of this opportunity. Remember, integrity is the seed of achievement. It is a principle that never fails. I'm excited now because during my speech, I get to give away 2 scholarships to graduates today on the Superintendent's Excellence in Academics and Service Award. These 2 students will receive $1,000 of scholarship and plus a medallion donated by a local business who wishes to remain anonymous. I'm going to ask School Board Vice Chair Dr. Javed Siddiqui to join me in assisting of these presentations. Now remember, nobody knows who this is. So when I call your name, I'm going to ask you to come to the stage. The first recipient of this award, Rachel Rivera. Please come forward. Rachel will be attending Virginia Commonwealth University in the fall. Rachel was a member of the Midlothian Breaking Down the Barriers Club. She also helped her family by working 40 hours a week at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. I wish I'd have known that. And she credits her mom as being her biggest role model. Rachel, congratulations. Let's give her another hand. Okay. The second award, Dylan Coleman, come on down. Dylan will also be attending Virginia Commonwealth University in the fall. Dylan, some facts about her, given by the school, was diagnosed with cancer as a child and has now been declared cancer-free. She volunteers with the Ask Childhood Cancer Foundation. She is a member of the National Arts Honor Society. And Dylan, thank you for all your volunteer work. Let's give her another round of applause. In closing, I wish you great success in your journey through life. Be positive, look for great things to do, always care about people. As I have done as over a decade of the superintendency, I leave you with this blessing. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord shine his face upon you and be gracious toward you. The Lord turns his face to you and give you peace in every step that you take. 2019 graduates, congratulations, go big.
Thank you, Dr. Doherty. At this time, I am pleased to introduce School Board Vice Chair and Midlothian District Representative, the Honorable Dr. Javed Siddiqui.
Parents, teachers, school counselors, school administration, other faculty, on behalf of the entire school board, I thank you. I thank you for your commitment and your critical role in realizing this moment. Students, please join me in a round of applause for all of the adults that supported you these last 13 years. You can tell which one of them got cars for college. So students, how about a nice round of applause for all of our parents and teachers? Dr. Doherty gave you some great words of wisdom. But I want to start with where you are right now, because some of you have some amazing academic credentials. Cal Kennan, valedictorian. Some of you showed up just enough to be in those seats. And some of you have had more fun than others. And some of you get to go to University of Miami, Ms. Taylor. But today, all of you are graduates. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. So wake up every day moving forward to be the best version of you. Congratulations, class of 2019. Go Trojans.
Thank you, Dr. Siddiqui. At this time, I'm proud to introduce the Honorable Mrs. Leslie Haley, Chair of the Chesterfield County Board of Supervisors for the Midlothian District. Ms. Haley.
Thank Thank you. Welcome and congratulations. It's really an honor and a privilege to be here and to be able to speak to you. And thinking about what and how I wanted to comment, I think back, and I know it's hard to believe, but I still kind of remember sitting through my high school graduation. I'm sure many of you do, and sort of feeling that pressure about, gee, what comes next? And while many of you have a path that's laid out, some of it may not seem so clear, and it may not be so concise. And I think back as to what I can possibly add, and I wanted to share 3 sort of simple things. The first being, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid when that door opens. Don't be afraid to dream, to follow your heart, to see what the world holds for you. I have to tell you, I never could have envisioned standing in this position. It was never in my bucket list to be serving in the community in the way that I am, let alone the other things that I've accomplished. And so, follow that dream. Go walk through those open doors. Secondly, don't be afraid to fail. And I think many of you probably along this path through education have hit those road bumps and felt like, maybe it wasn't my proudest moment, but hopefully you picked up and you learned from that. But third, and maybe most importantly, and what you've heard from others today, I want you to look around this room, because these people are in this room for you. Every one of these people is here because of each one of you. And they've walked beside you, and they've walked with you, and they've had your back, and remember that. They will always have your back. And remember who they are. Remember that when you stumble, those people will be there beside you to catch you, to cry with you, to smile with you, and to cheer you on. So I have to end with one of my favorite quotes from one of my favorite people, Dr. Seuss. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself any direction you choose. Congratulations, class of 2019.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, faculty and graduates. We are gathered here today in these weird hats to acknowledge the roughly 4,000 hours we've spent in Midlothian High School, not counting extracurriculars or the time we spent sitting in that cursed parking lot. Finally, after years of notes and tests and finishing projects at 1 in the morning and furiously filling out homework assignments 5 minutes before they're due, we're here at graduation, an occasion so momentous that some of our loved ones traveled for hours just to be here, while others felt like they did in the nightmare that is Richmond traffic. Obviously, 4,000 hours is a long time to spend doing anything. You could watch the entirety of Game of Thrones just over 57 times, for example. So, class of 2019, it goes without saying that we've been through a lot together. I won't go through everything, but there are at least a few instances that are worth recounting. Of course, there were the two most emotionally devastating pop cultural events of the decade: Avengers Endgame and the final season of Game of Thrones. And there was that lovely autumn evening, trapped inside the school building while tornadoes raged outside. Just your typical Virginian tornadoes. Such was a night of playing cards on the hallway floor for 3 hours, or watching High School Musical 2 in your English class while under threat of a near-natural disaster. One hopes this does not become an annual occurrence. Not to mention, most of us gave applying to colleges a shot, and maybe some of us thought, while this process is excruciating, at least my parents aren't bribing the Yale soccer coach and photoshopping my face onto actual high school athletes. Yikes. To say the least, it's been quite the year, but we made it. We've arrived at this abrupt ending that seemed like it would never come. Today, we get to put our hands on a special piece of paper called a diploma. We get to wear these fashionable little robes, and we get to look forward to college and jobs and everything beyond that one-story building in which we spent so much of our lives. This is a big moment. Of course, there will be other bigger moments to come, but right now we get to enjoy this and bask in the surrealness of experiencing something we've waited for all of our young lives. As Michael Scott, a la The Office, once said in utter terror, "Oh my God, it's happening. Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. Everybody stay calm." High school was kind of like The Office, which is, at its core, a show about dealing with the people you're trapped with practically every day. We had our Jim Halperts, those of us who could ease the brutal monotony of the school day with humor. In those dark times before a quiz or in the middle of a lecture, you were the light at the end of the tunnel, Jims. You made a place of work, a place of laughter and joy, a place we were eager to come back to. We had our practical Stanleys. Sometimes the gyms just aren't your cup of tea, or their occasional witty comments just aren't enough to heal your weary soul. We respected how the Stanleys just wanted to get through the day. This was a place of obligated learning after all, and life doesn't begin and end with school. We had our Dwights, driven and fully dedicated to this fine institution. If you asked a Dwight, Midlo was perfect in every way. Ever so serious and decisive, the Dwights give everything they had when it came to their work. Everyone thought they were weird because of it, but class wouldn't have been the same without them. We had some new faces, our Andys and our Aarons, the transfer students who joined the cast a bit late, but once you got to know them, they might have even become your favorite character. They weren't here for freshman year, but honestly, that wasn't a high point for any of us, so it's all for the best. We had our reserved, rule-abiding Tobys, who may have been undeservingly characterized as boring, but their stable brand of lawful good kept us all grounded. The Tobys were the mom friends, always there to say, maybe let's not, which is something many people need to hear regularly. And we had our Pams, quiet, level-headed, and kind. If you were lucky enough to be friends with a Pam, then you always had someone who was willing to lend some much-needed support in this age of emotional turmoil. If the gods of alphabetized seating charts placed you next to a Pam, you knew you were gonna be okay. And finally, our school unfortunately did not have a Michael Scott, but we had something even better, a Sean Abel. Our earnest leader, eternally devoted to the company, I mean school. Much like the coworkers of Dunder Mifflin, most of us had little in common. Yet, as a consequence of being locked in a cinder block, often windowless room together for most of the year, we shared countless hysterical, even beautiful moments together, like when someone brought in food to share with the whole class, or when a test was moved back, or when a movie was put on and we didn't have to fill out an accompanying worksheet. What victories, what blessed times. Thank you everyone who hasn't seen The Office for putting up with that long-winded, probably confusing analogy. I'm pretty much done now. Midlothian High School, thank you for doing your best to educate us and prepare us for overall adulting. Over the years, there was a steady feeling that we, the student body, were cared for and appreciated. Econ teachers, looking at you, Ms. Smith, thank you for, thank you for making us gravely aware that the crippling national debt and student loans will destroy us all. And that our true saviors are budgeting and meditation. Elective teachers, especially my beautiful, hardworking art moms, Miss Besley, Miss Joswick, and Miss Good, thank you for helping others to see the value of creativity and for helping us to pursue our passions. Student council, thank you for occasionally giving us free food. And families, thank you for dealing with our teenage angst and appalling sleep schedules. In every sense, none of us would be here without you. And finally, thank you, general audience, for listening to me delay the moment we all can leave. You've been truly wonderful. My fellow graduates, I hope we all can leave this chapter of our lives with the extreme self-confidence of Dwight Schrute, a man who once said, "I'm ready to face any challenges that may be foolish enough to face me." And now I turn things over to our valedictorian, Kyle Kennan.
Thank you, Tess. Good afternoon, friends, family, administration, faculty, and class of 2019. It has been a long 4 years leading up to this point. These years have been filled with memories and experiences, whether good or bad, that have helped shape our lives to make us into people in this room today. These 4 years may have felt as if they flew by for many, but for others, maybe not so much. However, to put this time we spent into perspective, I wanted to figure out just how long we spent in that building. I found that over the course of 4 years, with 180 days per school year, we spent roughly 4,680 hours within those walls, or approximately 280,000 minutes. Those 280,000 minutes accounts for all the time we spent working in the classroom and learning new information. However, it also encompasses the time we spent with friends in the hallways or at the lunch table sharing stories and laughing. While there were some challenges along the way, we overcame them to get to where we are today. We as a class have left behind a legacy that we can be proud of, and one that will be memorable to the people around us. And I'm not talking about us dancing to a High School Musical during our freshman pep rally. We as a class have accomplished a lot leading up to this moment. We have students that are going to be involved in athletics at the collegiate level. We have a student going to an Ivy League school. And we even found a way to get the least attendance during our senior pep rallies. However, it is important that as you all go on to your future endeavors, you as individuals build your own legacy, one that you yourself are happy with, and one that will have a lasting impact on the people around you. As we take our first steps outside of Midlothian and away from our parents, each one of you is tasked with discovering the right path, a unique path, one that will help you discover and obtain what you yourself are passionate about. Some already know what you want in life and what you want to achieve, others not so much. Some of you might find your passion in athletics, some look for it in art. For others, it is in the military. There are so many possibilities and opportunities available in the world, and sometimes it is difficult to sort through them. But when you walk out of this room and you start on your own path, there are 3 values that I really want you to take with you. Values that will help make sure that you keep moving forward. The values of sacrifice, balance, and integrity. These values can help guide you. While there is going to be obstacles and problems on your path, instead of deviating from it, the most successful people endure and overcome them. Sacrifice. Sacrifice is represented by Walt Disney. We all know Disney for the characters he has created, the theme parks he has built, and the legacy he has left behind. However, in 1919, he was but a simple cartoonist working for a newspaper. Disney found his passion early. He enjoyed drawing and bringing his characters he drew to life. But what he really wanted was to share his characters with the rest of the world. This was only made more difficult when he got fired from his job at the newspaper. Why? The reason was given by his editor, in which he said, and I quote, "He lacked imagination and had no good ideas." However, Disney did not stop. He was able to acquire an animation studio with the funds he assembled, but it fell into bankruptcy. It was only once he moved to Hollywood and left behind the world he knew that he became successful. I tell you this not only to show you how he overcame adversity in his life, but to show you that sometimes sacrifice is necessary when you are striving towards a true passion. When Disney moved to Hollywood, he sacrificed his old life and what he once knew. He had to start all over. If you truly desire something and truly want to achieve your goals, the path will be filled with hard work and long nights. A famous soccer player by the name of Pele once said, "Success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you're doing." That last part, love of what you are doing, is especially significant. That love or that passion inside of you is what will drive you through those hard moments in life. Balance. Balance is represented by the role of the presidency. The presidents assume a great amount of responsibility over the years in office. However, their personal life significantly changes. In recent times, presidents such as John F. Kennedy and Barack Obama took office while also having to care for their young children. They not only had to take on the responsibilities of being president, but they also had to adjust to things such as their families living in the White House and enrolling their kids into new schools. Take, for instance, Obama. Every night at 6:30, he had dinner with his family. Out of an entire week, he was only willing to miss a maximum of 2 dinners. While it limited him in some ways, Obama valued this time and saw it as a way to decompress from the pressures of the presidency. These presidents were tasked with major responsibilities, while also achieving their own goals. However, even under all the stress, they were able to find balance. They balanced work with their family and the people they cared about. They took time out of their schedule to ensure that work didn't completely overwhelm them. One of the most important things I can say is to not lose your passion. Earlier, I talked about the importance of sacrifice. But when you work so hard to achieve your goals that you feel consumed by it, one may lose that desire. If you feel burned out, you must take a step back. One can only sacrifice so much before they feel like giving up. Balance is key. Balance your work with other things that you enjoy, such as being with friends and family or partaking in a hobby. Take breaks when needed, because once you lose that passion, that desire, it is that much harder to get back on course. Integrity. Integrity is represented by Vasily Arkhipov. Arkhipov is not a name you hear in the history books, and for many, you've never heard of it at all. But he was responsible for preventing World War III. Arkhipov was a captain on a submarine during the Cold War in 1962. His submarine, located on the shores of Cuba, was forced underwater due to depth charges being dropped above him. The men in that submarine were isolated, no communication, stuck underwater with no air conditioning. Temperatures reached excess of 100 degrees. With explosions going off around them, they truly thought a war was going on above them. With no communication, they had to make a decision. They had to decide whether to fire back. However, the torpedoes on that submarine were not ordinary torpedoes. They were nuclear warheads, capable of the same destruction as what was dropped during World War II. Arkhipov, however, argued with another captain. He stood his ground and insisted they don't fire. Ultimately, they didn't launch it, and it's a good thing too, because if they did, there would have surely been nuclear retaliation. The hard decisions in life are the ones that really show a person's integrity. Arkhipov had to make one of the hardest decisions under some of the most stressful conditions. However, Arkhipov fought for what he believed was right, even when faced with opposition. This is important because when you're working towards finding your passion, make sure you fight for what you believe is right. While making the hard decisions in life, you must weigh the consequences. Take responsibility of your own life. Face any problems you face with integrity and a strong moral compass, because failing to do so can result in society pushing back and you taking a step backwards on your path to achieving your goals. As we leave Midlothian, each one of us will discover our own path. Each path will lead to us finding our purpose in life, our passion. However, it is up to us to decide whether or not we are willing to travel along that path. Through sacrifice, balance, and integrity, we all can have a positive impact on the world around us. Earlier, I said that we spent approximately 280,000 minutes in that school building. Just think, we are now only 60 minutes away from graduating. 60 minutes from a life filled with new experiences and opportunities. Our journey starts now. Thank you. And now I am pleased to introduce Dr. Gifford, who will recognize our top 10 seniors.
Thank you, Kyle. Each year during commencement, Midlothian High School honors the top 10 graduates based on their grade point average. We honor these students for their academic accomplishments. We invite the following students to stand in place when their name is called and remain standing to recognize their achievement. Number 10, William M. Pomeroy. William is the son of Nicole and Scott Pomeroy. In the fall, he plans to attend the University of Virginia. Number 9, McLean B. Self. Son of Mary and Larry Self, in the fall, he will be attending the University of Virginia. Number 8, Elizabeth K. Bolstad. Daughter of Alexandra and Hans Bolstad, in the fall she will be attending Virginia Commonwealth University, where she will study nursing. Number 7, Noelle J. Baptiste. Daughter of Janice and Neil Baptiste, in the fall she will be attending the University of Virginia, where she will study pharmacy. Number 6, Logan T. Georgel. Daughter of Amy and Newton Georgel, in the fall she will be attending the University of Virginia, where she will study environmental engineering. Number 5, John H. Malloy. Son of Sarah and Daniel Malloy, he plans to take a gap year next year. Number 4, Delaney R. Novak. Daughter of Juliana Bach and Rick Novak. In the fall, she will be attending the University of Virginia. Number 3, Joseph N. Hester. Son of Whitney and Jeffrey Hester. In the fall, he will be attending the University of Virginia, where he will major in business management, advertising, and public relations. Number 2, Tess Vladar. Daughter of Martine and John Vladar. In the fall, she will be attending Virginia Commonwealth University, where she will study art. Finally, number 1, Kyle J. Coonan. Son of Kristen and Larry Coonan. In the fall, he will be attending the University of Virginia, where he will study engineering and business. Ladies and gentlemen, your top 10 graduates. Thank you, top 10 graduates. You may be seated. And now I am privileged to introduce your principal, Dr. Sean Abel.
Doctor? Oh, you left your hand. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Gifford, and congratulations to our top 10 students. I know each of you have worked extremely hard throughout your high school career and to finish with such impressive GPAs. On behalf of the entire Midlothian High School faculty and staff, I extend both greetings and a heartfelt congratulations to the class of 2019. You've already received some very deserving praise and words of wisdom from our county leaders and 3 of your peers, so I promise to be very brief. Besides, you've already heard from me plenty of times over the past 4 years. J.K. Rowling, author of the famous Harry Potter series, once shared that she would like to be remembered as someone who did the best she could with the talent she had. As I look around the Siegel Center today, I'm overwhelmed by the immense talent and possibilities sitting before me. As a result of your talent, hard work, and determination, the members of your class, the class of 2019, have accepted, not just been offered, but accepted over $2.5 million in scholarships now. Great job, everyone. And thinking about what I wanted to share really briefly, I once again was inspired by our spring musical and the work of our wonderful performing arts students and teachers. And while I attempt to make a connection with each of you through one of our more popular songs from the spring musical, Man of La Mancha, The Impossible Dream, I promise I will not attempt to sing this year as I did last year. That was rough. And I heard that person that said, thank goodness. The impossible dream can mean something different for each one of us, as dreams often drive our determination to succeed. The path to reaching one's dream is not always safe and smooth. In fact, you will likely encounter trials and hardships. But you must, as Don Quixote says, or in our case, Jacob Felposh, be able to fight the unbeatable foe and run where the brave not go. In 2008, college softball player Sarah Chukalewski of Western Oregon University hit her first ever in her life a home run. Just past first base, though, Sarah tore a ligament in her knee and was unable to run any farther. The umpire stated that if her teammates or coaches assisted her in any way, she would be declared out, and if they substitute in a pinch runner, then her home run would go in the books as a single. For Sarah, her dream of scoring a home run had dissipated. It seemed impossible. But hearing of this news, the opposing team picked up Sarah and carried her around the bases, touching each one, earning Sarah her first and only home run, helping her to reach her unreachable star. And I'm sure many of you have recently watched Cody Lee, a blind singer with autism, achieve his dream by performing on America's Got Talent. His soulful performance, A Song for You by Leon Russell, brought the audience and the judges not just to their feet, but also brought tears to their eyes. While Cody's mom shared that he had often struggled with day-to-day life, it was his talent for music which brought him joy and helped him live out his impossible dream. But you really don't have to look that far to find people living out their impossible dreams. In fact, you don't have to look beyond the walls of Midlothian High School. For 48 years, Catherine Bogger has served the Midlothian community, working with over 8,000 students to produce 148 plays for over 100,000 people in attendance at her plays. For her impossible dream has been all about working with students like you to find their passion and then working hard at something you love to make that magic together. For Ms. Bogger, the impossible dream of working with generations of Midlothian students over the years have changed our community for the good forever. To reach, give her, yes. In closing, to reach the unreachable stars, not always easy, as I said. You must possess the discipline and the courage to fight for the right without question or pause. You must strive hard for your dreams. I look for each one of you to reach for your unreachable stars. A dream, it's only a dream until you make it happen, and you can begin to make it happen right now. I expect great things from this class, the class of 2019, and each of you to live the impossible dream. Thank you all very much. And now, for the moment you've been waiting for so patiently, we're going to issue all our graduates their Midlothian High School diploma. I call upon Midlothian High School Assistant Principal Dr. Denise Bose, who will begin the roll call to award our diplomas. Dr. Bose?
Thank you, Dr. Abel. Okay, with our first 2019 graduate, Jessica Acosta Lopez. Mohammed Adil. Madison Brooke Ahart. Benjamin Gill Ahern. Jabril Alaboud. Reem Alaboud. Basma Samir Alashari. Haifa Samir Alashari. Isabella Hope Albrecht. Ilyas Mohammed Al-Dagash. Abigail Caroline Allums. Chayton William Altus. Sujit Alwen. London Mitchell Anderson. Robert Edward Arnold. James Logan Ashman. Kali Amar Ashurst. Carter Stephen Averett. Hannah Nicole Ayub. Andrew Rahman Aziz. Aaron Adrian Babashak. Joshua Glade Babb. Britton Wesley Baltich. Noel Janae Baptiste. Sydney Grace Barefoot. Carrington Ellen Haley Barrett. Jeffrey Hunter Baskerville. Tierra Brittany Chris. Lindsay Jane Dinsmore. Stephen Alexander Klauman. Catherine Mariah Silver. Mary Grace Bass. William Alexander Balcom. Grace Roland Beatty. Ethan Zane Bell. Austin Taylor Belt. Jacob Matthew Benzinger. Colin Royal Bischoff. Asia Camille Blackwell. William Martin Blankenship. Mary Matilda Bach. Samantha Cecilia Boero. Justin David Boyme. Elizabeth Karen Bolstad. Charles Ethan Bond. Samuel Payne Bosch. Bailey Randall Botello. Kaylee Faith Botset. Kristen Elizabeth Botset. Sean Casey Brannon. Hannah Denise Bridges. Ian Atticus Brown. Nijay Shania Brown. Trinity Sanaya Brown. Victoria Ann Bullis. Paige Elizabeth Bullock. Catherine Charlotte Busick. Andrew Tyler Butterworth. Rachel Lynn Bybee. Hannah Marie Caligari. Josue Eris Candelaria. Cheyenne Nicole Cannon Martin. Brianna Jane Control. Cody David Cantrell. Christopher William Carlson. Jordan Bailey Carrera. Claiborne Taylor Carroll. Hallie Alice Carson. Alexander Liam Kavanaugh. Julia Renee Charters. Lucas George Chazo. Anna Summer Chen. Amanda Shiying Chok. Taylor Lindsay Chung. Zoe Jean Claudel. Samuel Estelle Clemens. Aiden Alexander Clevenger. Sydney Alexis Clevenger. Paul Yoshia Klein. Raven Patricia Coe. Jacob William Cohen. Dylan McKenzie Coleman. Joseph Mordecai Collins. Satya Jante Collymore. Michael Alexander Cordova. Sydney Faith Costantino. David Tomas Cousins. John Bogue Cummings. Julia Nicole Cunningham. Elizabeth Marie Chinchek. Dylan Charles Dagenhart. Madeja Rakiri Darden. Henry Bryce Davis. James William Davis. Trajan Caleb Davis. Zoe Elizabeth Davis. Margaret Lynn DeBrucker. Rachel Erin Deal. Isabel Hannah Dingus. Olivia Patrice DeServio. Chandler Montague Dodge. Gage Matthew DiOrlando. Matthew O'Neill Drumheller. Christopher Woodland Dutton. Jessica Paige Ziedzik. Ethan Alexander Edwards. Rachel Marie Edwards. Lindsay Lee Elkins. Annie Victoria Elliott. Justin Carter Elliott. Daniel Nassif Elsakar. Jasa Alexandra Estep. Maxwell Joshua Etka. Lauren Hayes Everhart. Tyler Giannoni Izell. Frank Ryan Fauci. Chelsea Renee Federico. Jacob Lauren Feldposh. Zachary Jacob Fitzgerald. Natalie Marie Flannery. Dominic Casper Flesiak. James Dimitri Flores. Evan Statham Fournay. Curtis Anthony Fowler. Eric Walter Fowler. Dylan Nicholas Fox. Carson Robert Fuller. Camden Wesley Furman. Julia Carolina Gogolska. Zoe Gang. Zara Etienne Gentius Harris. Logan Taylor Georgel. Caleb Nuccio Gambinanco. Bakeem Yaho Jolagu. Ian Ferguson Gray. Thomas Prescott Gray. Gabriel Abaddon Green. Nicole Ray Green. Tyler Lionel Green. Zachary Ryan Greer. Kenley Dallas Gregory. Lauren Ann Grella. Ainsley Sky Grizzle. Jordan Thomas Grossnick. Emma Cecilia Gudino. William Ryan Hamilton. Zoe Elizabeth Chamberlain Hammond. Jacob Archer Hanoka. Aquia Hikea Harris. Aiden Thomas Hasmer. Sydney Grace Havman. Justin Bennett Hawkins. Tyler Scott Hawthorne. Anna Lily Hayes. Lauren Marie Hazel. Aiden Reese Hazelrig. Abigail Stewart Haley. Kirsten Noel Hebb. Evan Edward Hine. Ian Jordan Helm. Jacob Reed Hendrick. Lauren Renee Hensley. William Banks Hesslink. Joseph Neal Hester. Abigail Elizabeth Hensley. Grace Elizabeth Holder. Bailey Elizabeth Honrado. Emmanuel Cameron Hofat. Angelina Jalise Hudson. Jason Huang. Matthew Joseph Iannito. John Patrick Jarrett. Gerline Carr Jaswal. Alexander Thomas Jenkins. John Jaqual Jennings. Isabella Dominique Johnson. Sydney Claybrook Johnson. Derasia Armani Jones. Noah Kevin Jones. Jacob Aaron Joseph. Brighton Cross Kai. Winston Kamau Kakande. Doreen Dayung Kang. Christopher Chase Keister. Stephen Thomas Kelly. Jacob Gibson Kern. John Scott Kessler. Jinhee Ruth Kim. Liam Michael King. Sophia Elizabeth King. Kyle Stephen Kinski. Dylan John Kitt. Sydney Peyton Klee. Hunter Boone O'Neill Klein. Robert Sebastian Knapp. Albie Antigen Cooley-Parakal. Matthew Watson Cotate. Gabriel Christian Kraft. Callie Danielle Crumwitty. Kyle John Kennan. April Lily Key. Rachel Alexis Ladner. Abigail Ryan Lemire. Jade Feline Lamprecht. Noah Thomas Lorenz. Terry June Lee. Abigail Ruth Leeper. Morgan Elizabeth Lemon. Casey Ruth Lewis. Joanne Lynn. Lauren Elizabeth Lingle. Emily Catherine Link. Maite Losada. Sophie Rachel Lewis. Caitlin Lee Lucero. John Ambrose Luther. David James Matarala. Jalen Omar Madison. Ryan Matthew Mayer. Raul Julian Maldonado. Colleen Marie Maloney. John Harrison Malloy. Emily Hope Mangano. Taylor Christian McGigian. Jabril Adele Makshar. Muhammad Maturga Makshar. Habonimana Marceline. Parker Brandon Markell. Aaron Lynette Marsh. Jaden Dale Marshall. Jacoby Ashton Martin. Mason Cassell Martin. Whitman Laurent Martin. Yazan Mawaldi. Christopher Warren Hezekiah Maxfield. Ava Maria Maxwell. Madison Stewart McCallum. Joseph Tilden McCarthy. Connor Patrick McComb. Hannah Grace McCracken. Margaret Mary McDermott. Smith Phillips McGuire. Samuel Alexander McKee. Megan Ann McLeese. Sophia Isabella Mead. Caitlin Marguerite Mercer. Madison Taylor Mercer. Caleb Matthew Murado. Charles Bronson Miller. Miles James Miller. James Patrick Mills. Parker Taylor Mills. Alex Michael Miranda. Cyrus Suan Mom. Tyler Paul Moore. Andrew Joseph Morosky. Carter Christopher Morris. Olivia Grace Morris. William Tucker Morris. Jacob Reed Morrison. Isaiah Keyshawn Morton. Sarah Renee Moskovitz. Bryce Elizabeth Abigail Naaman. Ahmad Sami Nasser. Chloe Helen Naughton. Jacob Dean Nelson. Kwame Gulborn Nelson. Eleanor Lane Northrup. Delaney Rose Novak. Barry Brent Novi. Trevor Jordan Knuckles. Kayla Elizabeth Oberfeld. James Joseph O'Connell. Ryan O'Kelly. Robert Alexander Osmond. Benjamin Thomas Owings. Tyler Blake Pace. Christian Tanner Parker. Thomas John Pascarella. Devin Ann Patrick. Anna Elizabeth Patterson. Hunter Gregory Pearson. Haley Brianna Perez. Ashley Joy Peterson. Dalen Dang Pham. Catherine Mackenzie Phillips. Emmanuel Pierce. Brian Lane Pigford. Madison Kane Poe. William Michael Pomeroy. Brittany Nicole Price. James Loyal Pridgeon. Kristen Diane Pruitt. Justin Scott Putney. Alyssa Marie Rackley. Elizabeth Hannah Ramus. Nabiha Maham Race. Reshma Rajendran. Samantha Ray Ramirez. Carter Alexander Raymond. Christian Thomas Redford. Neil Nashon Richburg. Margot Dorothy Ritchie. Amanda Mackenzie Riddle. Sydney Genevieve Riggs. Jack Routson Rigler. Rachel Elizabeth Rivera. Che Brianne Robinson. Deja Raven Robinson. Maka Andrea Rodriguez. Mariah Janae Rodriguez. Eleanor Harmison Ross. John Michael Rowe. Carrie Ann Raleigh. Marissa Lee Rutolo. Zane Matthew Ruzica. Jacob Judge Sanner. John Andrew Sanza. Christopher Scott Sawyer. Amber Brittany Scaife. Gia Grace Chavone. Mason Scott Schlinsker. Brianna Tiara Schultz. Garrett Slayton Schwan. Joseph Scott Seeley. McLean Briggs Self. Morgan Elizabeth Sensabaugh. Logan Daniel Shapiro. Matthew Shea. Taylor Alexis Shell. Andrew Reed Sheeler. Andrew Gerard Shibley. Elizabeth McEvely Six. Parker Lee Sizemore. Caleb Nicholas Smitana. Ethan Michael Smith. Isaac Cole Smith. Logan Ridley Smith. Noah Tyler Smith. Simone Monique Smith. Tristan Tae-Young Smith. Alyssa Rose Smith Heppert. Trevor Harrison Sneed. Grayson Rhodes Summerdahl. Thomas John Jacob Sonnet. Chase Robert Sparks. Zachary Richard Spicer. Pauline Abigail Jordan Spencer. Caroline Page Spishiger. Spencer Owens Bradlin. Braden Connor Stibe. Alan John Steele. Andrew Kenneth Steenkamer. Daniel Lee Stein. Krista Hope Stott. Peyton Strange. Matthew Arlen Sudruth. Jessica Patricia Sullivan. Alessandra Karen Taliaferro. David Jefferson Taylor. Jack Dawson Taylor. Morgan Elizabeth Taylor. Anderson Lee Thompson. Marvin Simmons Thompson. Ryan Allen Towns. Luke Baskin Trexler. Casey Marie Trigina. Ethan Thomas Fuller Troach. Helen Daisy Trout. Matthew Elliott Tuck. Hannah Brown Tucker. Jalen Alexander Turner. Holly Nicole Urbanik. Sneha Vakadani. Dylan Thomas Vanderpool. Aaron Lee Bardell. Samuel Martin Varela. Lauren Nicole Vaughn. Devin Gabrielle Vernier. Isabel Jane Waldbauer. Noah Nicholas Walsh. Sydney Andrea Washington. Liam Byrne Wasson. Dejan Montrell Waters. Clay Alexander Webb. Jacob Kevin Lee Webb. Grace Elizabeth Wells. Zachary Adam Werner. Davis Alman West. Aaron Laurel Westphalen. Abigail Nicole White. Catherine Elizabeth White. Emily Catherine Whitlow. Justin Nicholas Wilborn. Lauren Ann Wilkinson. Spencer Randolph Willett. Jack Campbell Williams. John Henry Williams. Roswell Andrew Williams. Morgan Renee Williamson. Bethany Julianne Willis. Holdren Frederick Moore Wilson. Claudia Lee Witt. Tess Vladar. Catherine Renee Woodington. Caitlin Allison Woods. Isaiah Delmont Wolfolk. Caitlin Grace Wright. Tyler Aaron Wright. Megan Moretti Wunderlich. Markeha Tanae Young. Wangai Obedience Zandiria. And Shireen Singyi Zhang. Ladies and gentlemen, that's your class of 2019 graduates.
Dr. Doherty, Dr. Siddiqui, and Ms. Haley, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Virginia and the School Board of Chesterfield County, I hereby certify that all those members of the Midlothian High School class of 2019 present here have fulfilled each requirement for graduation and therefore are awarded a Midlothian High School diploma or certificate with all the rights and privileges thereunto belonging. Students, you may now move your tassels from the right of your cap to the left, signaling you're an official Midlothian High School graduate. I now declare the commencement exercises of Midlothian High School to be adjourned. Good luck and best wishes, class of 2019.